Hey folks, Jonathan here. Alright, I think today what we're going to do is we're going to try to make this a little bit drivable. I want to, no time real soon, but I want to retire my 59 Galaxy to retire it to somebody else. We're going to get rid of it and possibly go to driving this for a while. And I still want to paint it and do everything to it, but we're not going to do that yet. We'll probably just finish flat blacking what they already had and just get it where I can drive it a while. Bought a new bumper. I'm going to stick on it. It needs cleaned up. They put some kind of protector on it to keep from rusting, but it's a brand new bumper. Same as this one, which is a regular sedan, or a regular car style, that one is, and for a fleet line or something, but this is the same bumper. If you actually look at the ads for them selling them, they say it won't fit a sedan delivery, but there's no difference in it. So we've got to get the brackets off here, and they're bent up some. They're going to be straightened out and hammered, and Noah was going to take this off the other day, but the bolts were turning through, so we'll probably just put a little weld on them. I still haven't got to town to get any oxygen. Picked up some black spray paint, just flat black. We're going to pull the wheels off. There's only 3 of the wheels that go to this car on it, and then there's one that must have come off the other car. They do have a little rust on the corners where they sit in that shop, close to the ground, I guess, I'm assuming, but I may hit them with a sandblaster just to clean them up enough to go ahead and get some paint on them before we put them on, or put the new tires on. And then we'll use the new beauty rings and caps, and we'll probably run this pinstripe back around it. And we're just gonna do a little bit of sanding on what Bondo they got here, flat black over it. The only thing I'm not going to get done really quick is going to be the gate, but we're going to do something with that. Trying to just get it to where I can cruise it to the cruise in, and like I said, I might want to go on and start driving this one. I do have new windows we need to change them. A lot of little stuff to do. I'm not going to get it all done today. I know I'm not going to attempt to, and I may not have it all done in time to go to the cruise in, but it's, you know, next Monday, but it's not a big deal. We're just going to do a little work to it because that's what I want to do. And that's usually why I do things, because that's what I want to do. Okay, these are brand new Connecticut tires. These are some really pretty good tread wear. I like the tread pattern, not necessarily for that old car, but they're not too bad. Cheap. This was an eBay purchase. Ordered them the night before last. They're here today. So I mean, that was quick. Couldn't ask for any better service. And what I done was I actually looked up the correct size for that car, and then I went on and I went to a conversion chart and then ordered what it said was right, 215 70 15, which is kind of surprising. I figured it'd be 75, something a little narrower, but you know, we're going to put them on. We'll see how they look. Should be all right. Pretty heavy tire, and got some nice tread wear. 500 tread wear, so pretty deep. We'll give them a try and see how they do. Like I said, cheap tires, but you know, there's no use putting really expensive tires on something if you're not going to drive it all the time or every day. You know, these will probably get weather cracked before they ever wear out, so I don't see the country of manufacture on Taiwan. You know, so far I have found that I like the Taiwan tires better than the Chinese tires, but of course that's just me. But all right, well, it's flat black, but until it dries all the way, I guess it's gloss. So hood's done. Putting some chrome on. Just trying to do some cosmetic stuff right now. All right, okay, folks. It's the next day. Working on trying to get, you know, together enough to drive around a little bit. Flat black that. It don't look great or anything like that. It's just, you know, just hit it with the sander once real quick. Same thing down here. Some of the Bondo that they had already put on, and just trying to make it look a little bit more presentable. Okay, I did find the lettering, or figure out what it said, partially what it said. Okay, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. It shows up really good at night with a flashlight. That's when I was doing it last night. But what it says is flower shop. And it's got a rose with some little petals right here. So, or little leaves right there. So I don't know if it says anything else or not. If it does, I'll show you. But for now, that's all we found. Now, I think that maybe this was a made-up car. And I talked to somebody that really knows a lot about these cars, and he has one himself, but he's also got about 15, I think, 50 to 52 or 49 to 52 Chevrolets. You know, he's pretty much an expert in the Chevrolets. So the chrome or stainless that comes through here is factory. This is not factory. None of them came with that piece. None of them came with the chrome at the bottom. And so that tells me that the fenders that are on it, because them are factory holes, are changed out fenders. That's probably why the doors and fenders are in such good shape, but there's a little more issues with the body itself, you know, where they put rockers in. And I think maybe this car may have been a fixed up show car, or, you know, a car that somebody had made maybe back in the 70s. And they had this on it, because I don't see any company name. I think this is just, you know, for show. I don't think it was an actual advertisement. I'll keep cleaning. If I find a phone number or something, it might be, you know, or even the name of a company, it might change from that. But for now, that's what we're figuring out. It don't have the correct steering wheel. It's got an updated steering wheel. A lot of little stuff about this thing has actually thrown it off from what, you know, I originally thought it was. I think maybe someone probably took a sedan or a four-door or something and took the fenders and all that off, and that may be why, you know, there's so much extras on this one in comparison to most of them. So I think that's the deal on it, which, you know, don't change anything with me. It don't make it any less of a car. I still like it. We just got to get some body lines right, and gaps, door gaps and stuff. My wife cleaned on the grill last night. You know, it wasn't perfect by any means, but she's got a lot of that rust and stuff off of it. And it's got a couple places I need to straighten out on it and stuff. It's just sitting back in there again. I did get my new bumper in and get it on, and I just, you know, bolted this stuff on. You know, it's easy to come off, so it's not a big issue. I've got one of the new bezels on. Need to put the other bezel on. Still haven't done this door or put the glass in it. And I'm working on the rims. one rim sandblasted and first coat of paint on it. Sandblasted the entire wheel, and I figured what I'd do, this was the one that wasn't on it. The other three are on it that match this rim. So I figured I'd just do one at a time. Sandblast it, paint it, because I'm not able to stay here constant to work on it anyway. I'm leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back, and now I've got to go get a truck inspected, and then I've got to go do a tow also. So anyway, so I'm going to be in and out, so I'll just do a little bit as I can. I'll put some more paint on this before I leave, and we're going to run the pinstripe on this rim, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that a little bit later. But anyway, let me get at it and go get some stuff done, and I'll get back on this thing. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you, if you're changing over from a tube style to a tubeless, if you're going to run your rims tubeless, you have to get a bigger valve stem. The diameter's a little bigger. Now they make these in long and short. I got long because we got beauty rings. Make sure we could get to them. These are short, but now they make these in long, but the diameter down here is smaller on this one than it is on this one. When you got an inner tube, it's got a bigger hole, so you got to replace it with bigger valve stems. So you got to make sure you get them, because these will just go right through the hole. All right. Okay, we've got one done. Well, semi-done. Painted, tires on. Wipe a little bit of dirt off, but got the cap on. I've already got it smudged up there. We're going to pinstripe the wheel. I'll show you the other wheel here. Okay, this is an original, and you can see a black pinstripe around it right here. We're going to put that black pinstripe back on it, and I'm going to get my pinstriping stuff out, and I will show you how we're going to do it. We're not going to do this with a brush. We're going to do it with another setup. All right. Okay, here's my pinstriping box that I haven't used in a long time. And everything's just thrown around in there. No center. White. And we got red, which is spilled out a little bit. Yellow. And black. So this is what we use, the gloss black. And this is enamel. So we've got striping brushes, plenty of MAC brushes, but we're not going to use that. We're going to use this. This is old school. This actual one right here is an old Sears and Roebuck, I believe. Matter of fact, I think this may be the paper for it. Yeah, Sears paint striping kit. Now this is probably from the 60s, maybe 70s. Now you can do single or double pinstripes. And here's all the pieces and the spacers for it. So these actually work really well. We'll probably just go with a single wide pinstripe. And we are going to go ahead and we'll pull this pin out and go ahead and set it up the way we want. And I've got another bottle here somewhere, right here. So we'll fill it with paint, and then we'll do some practice striping on something. And then I'll show you how it works. Now we should be able to take this and adjust it and set it out, and basically I'll show you what I'm planning. Okay, it's a little scrape and a dent in that. It must be, had to be from the original from the factory, but anyway. So we'll set it up to where we use the hubcap as a guide, and hopefully I'll be able to hold it steady enough and turn the wheel around. We could go around with this as long as we're using that for a guide, but we'll decide what's best here. I might we'll practice on maybe one of the old wheels, and then go from there. This turns, and it's a little loose in there, which it's supposed to be, but the paint comes down and hits the little roller. This feels like if you ever lit a Zippo lighter, that's what that wheel feels like. But this was an invention from old school days. You can do really good straight pinstripes with this, and the paint lays on really good, believe it or not. So let me get something set up and I'll show you. Okay, what I've done is just took one of the old rims and I set my distance up where I wanted it, and now we're just going to see what it does. This is not a good surface, but we've got it paint filled upside down. You can see already I'm off a little bit with my piece. Wonder if I went around. Ooh, guess I need to point the camera right. Went around this way. This might be better. Yeah, I think I can do it like that. I think that'll make a pretty good line. I say we jump right on there and try to do the other one. Let's see what happens. So I had actually planned on turning the wheel, so we still might do some of that, but since I have two hands to work here, but we're going to try it out and see what it looks like. Now we can move over and do a double pinstripe. You can actually set this up to do a double pinstripe just by spacing your little wheels out, but we just want to do a single like the factory. We'll see what this is going to turn out like. Good thing is if you mess up, you can always clean it off and start over. I'm going to wipe this wheel off a little bit. If you run you a tape line, you can actually, as long as you can follow it, you know, you just need to be able to hold your hand steady, but this is not nearly as hard to do as a striping brush. So let's just see what happens here. The wheel's not turning. And I know what it is. We're not getting gravity. I may have to take this off or try to tilt it this way. There we go. Okay, hitting the valves down. Yeah, I can see now it'd be easier to do this beforehand. I'm going to have to wipe this off and start over here. Yeah, I'm moving away. Yep, let's start over. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get the hang of something, but that's the way it goes. Alright, we're going to try it again. Maybe we won't screw up this time. You never know. I might. We'll go about it a little bit different. We're going to start right here, because if I got to do any touch-up, it's going to be right in here. And then we're actually going to turn the rim this time. And I'm going to try to stay against that hubcap. That was my problem. So, let's see what happens. Yep, starting the wrong way already. We can push it, I guess. I really need to pull it. Alright, you ready? I can't see how well it looks, so I don't know. Don't know how it's coming out. Not very good. Not getting the cover. Okay, folks, attempt number 3 here. We're going to try it with it on the ground instead of on the car. I think I can do a better job. Matter of fact, I know I can do a better job. I just hope I can do a better job. Well, that's went a lot better. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm going with a little tiny brush, and because there's a couple little spots that's still green, but I think that's much better. Let's get her on there. Okay, I've actually had a lot more practice with a brush than I have with that, so we'll go back in with a little tiny brush and touch up a few spots and a few edges, but I think we can work with that. Now the next one I'm going to do before I put the valve stem and the tire on, and we'll see how it turns out. Should be getting better every time and not worse, so we'll see. I have no complaints about that one. No complaints at all. That one I like. Let it set and dry, and then I'll get the tire in on it and valve stem and all that good stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay folks, I think we're going to call it a night. I've got 2 wheels done, and I think they come out as good as I could expect. You know, when you're doing anything, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, and just that way with my Pinstripe in there. I've done a lot more with the brush than I have with that roller. I've done a few straight lines with it, but that was about it. But I like it. I think it works good. It's just, like anything else, you just got to get used to it and, you know, get a little better at it. I got a little bit of touch up to do on this wheel. Just, you know, a little spot that's missing, but I figured out what was happening. I was actually pushing too hard, and that was actually causing it to skip, believe it or not, and probably because the wheel quits rolling. But a little place right here where it's a little thin, I can go through with a fine paintbrush and touch all that up. But, you know, I've never seen any that was absolutely perfect. The ones from the factory may be, but most all of them that somebody redoes is usually kind of rough. But I'll show you the factory one here. Or, well, I'm not going to say factory, somebody done it, but it looks like it gets pretty wide and narrow, and which this was done a long time ago. So, you know, it is what it is. And then this one over here, this is probably a factory one. This is the spare. That actually came off the other car. It looks pretty good. It had white here and white out here. We must not have run a beauty ring on this one. That rim's pretty rusty. So, you know, like I said, this is just a spare. This is actually one of them that was on the other car on the back left, and they evidently borrowed it and swapped it out. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and make this into a video, and there'll be more on this one shortly, and hopefully get it where I can you know, drive it around just a little bit. So, all right, appreciate everybody watching, and till next time, bye.